doing this morning? I hope we're doing all right. I've got two little orders and my bead box bargains to open up. The little orders are from Randy and from Fire Mountain. Fire Mountain, I ordered a whole bunch more raven skulls, so that's what we've got there. My messages just went off. Just a sec. Let's see if I can get them going again. There we go. So anyway, most of the things from Fire Mountain are various sizes and metals of the raven skulls. So if you want some raven skulls, this is where I get them at, is at Fire Mountain Gems. They're a little spendy, but I think they're worth it. Hi, Kimberly. You're going to be listening and watching? Okay, that's cool. So we're going to turn down in just a few moments. And hi, Sid. And we will look at my raven skulls and my free strand of beads they sent. Then I have a little order from Randy. And when I say little, it's not much. Hey, Anita. Hi, Donna. Before we get into the bead box bargains. So, hope everybody's ready to rock and roll here. I was over on Dorothy's channel for a little while watching her. She's unboxing the bead box bargains. But I have, of course, had to come over here for my scheduled time. So I'm going to, oh, well, Dorothy's pretty cool. I don't mind watching Dorothy. So anyway, yeah, your cat's in there.
So it's fine.
Oh, my daughter just told me you left your bedroom door open. And I said, well, yeah, because Lily is in there. And she said, well, so is Finn. And I'm like, well, those two are the best behaved of my four cats. So I'm not too worried about it. Anyway, let's turn down. We'll look at my raven skulls. We'll look at my little order from Randy. When I say little order, it's only 3 items. I do try to support you all, Beth. So we will look at these, and then we'll open up the bead box bargains. Now, I did slit the lid and then pulled the slip out yesterday to sort of get a tiny idea of what the things are. Hi, Tina. I didn't really look at it at all, though, so I couldn't tell you what's in there for sure, other than what I was seeing when I was watching Dorothy. And that's like, I actually was a little going, why'd they do that? When I was watching Dorothy, because she pulled out some bronzite and it was matte. Well, most of you probably know I love bronzite, but I don't really care for matte. So I'm like, oh, you ruined them. Hey, Deborah. So let's turn down and look at these things. Okay, there we go. Anyway, this is my little order from Randy. We'll set that aside for right now because we're going to look at my order from Fire Mountain Gems, which, as I said, was just raven skulls. Now, I did tell folks, because some people did ask me where I got my raven skulls from, and this is it. This is a free strand of beads from them. It says it's an 8-inch mixed color. And then it says bead, M-A-G-N-E. So I'm assuming that this is magnesite. This nugget right here really looks like turquoise. It's a good fake out. But I'm gonna believe that this M-A-G-N-E stands for magnesite. They are pretty. I definitely will use them. They'll go in my turquoise box, of course. So then I think I got either three packages of the silver colored raven skulls. They were $7.55 for a pack of 2. So I got 3 of the large ones. The raven skulls are popular in my area. I don't know about where you're at, but they definitely are here. So, and then I got, these were on, this color is bronze, and it is on clearance. So I got 4 packages of them because they were only $4.05. I did not get any gold this time. I decided I have this, that the bronze would be sufficient to work for gold. Because at $4.05 for 2, that's just like $2.03 a piece, much cheaper than the $7.55 for the 2 on the silver. So because I got those, I got a couple of packages also of the little silver skulls. These are great for the earrings. Remember, we made some the other day, and so $5.60 for 4 of the pewter. And so I got 2 of those, so we'd have plenty to go with my silver big ones. And then I got 2 of the well, I just got 1 package of this $6.45 for this package of 4 for the little golden colored raven skulls. So they're close enough to the bronze that they'll work. So that is my order from Fire Mountain Gems. I don't order a lot of things from Fire Mountain because a lot of their bead strands are B grade rather than A grade. And, well, you know, I would prefer A grade. I'm pretty sure that these are probably B grade. It does not actually say. Oh, it says DS, which means that they aren't graded. So, so that is my little Fire Mountain Gem order. Like I said, mainly raven skulls because I do use the raven skulls for necklaces, leather necklaces and such. So then my little order from Randy, and when I say my little order, like I said, it's only 3 items. There's 3 items in my free gift pack. Look, I got a chicken now to go with my bunny. He can come out of here and go on my shelf with my bunny. My last order, I got the bunny. So here's my bunny. And now I have a chicken. I have a little menagerie before too much longer. And my other 3 items here were Randy, it's matte. Oh, well, that's all right. A nice, beautiful hunk of snowflake obsidian. I'm looking for a hole, but I think it may just be a stone because I don't really see a hole anywhere. Nope, no hole. So it looks like this is just a beautiful little black obsidian stone, snowflake obsidian, I should say, and then a strand of matte snowflake obsidian in 6mm. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of matte, but I will use it. I just not a big fan. It is a very beautiful. You glued your bunny on top of your camera, Heather. That's great. Heather, we didn't see you at Randy's. Were you sleeping still, babe? So this is a really pretty snowflake obsidian stone. So we have our snowflake obsidian matte strand. And then what I got in my order, like I said, it wasn't a large order, but boy, is it special. I got 2. I managed to grab up 2 of her, they're resin, so, you know, it's not stone, but they're so cool. They were so cool looking, I couldn't resist them. 2 of these resin moons. So definitely going to be using these in some necklaces. Little even though they're resin, they are a little bit heavy for using as an earring. But then that's because there's stones inside the resin. If you can see, there's red jasper here, and there's tiger's eye here. This looks like sodalite. There's some amethyst down here. This is, we might have some peridot there. So they're really, really beautiful. Add crystal between the matte stones for a little sparkle. That is a beautiful idea, Gloria. I probably will do that. So I got 2 of these beautiful moons. Definitely going to use them for a pendant of some style. And then my next, these were $6.50 a piece. And man, I thought they were gorgeous. So I had to snap a couple up, but I had the chance. So there is the moon. I'm just put it back in here. I'm not going to put it back in this stupid bag. The next thing in here is this Tibetan silver pine tree moon phase pendant, $2.80. Now this baby, I had decided, even though it's very tiny as far as the pieces are concerned, or the picture is concerned, if you see it, there's a mountain on either side, trees in the middle, and moon phases across the top. And I'm thinking it needs some paint. So I will probably paint this little guy, because hey, he deserves a little paint to make him a little extra special. He was $2.80. We're going to put him over to the side because I am going to work with him sooner or later. The next thing I got was 2 strands of the 8mm transparent glass bead strands. Faceted rondelles, clear. Look at how pretty those are. And I got 2 strands of those, and they were $3.30 a strand. So a very, very good price for these. She calls them transparent glass faceted rondelles, but frankly, they look very crystally. Of course, they probably don't have any lead in them, so that's one of the things that makes crystal. So there is my tiny little order from Randy, including my obsidian here. You can go right there, I think. You guys scrooched up there, so well, we'll just take you out of the bag. You'll fit in here better. You go here, you go here, and these guys can sit right here. Actually, these might go well with my bats. These are the bats. Remember I said we might make a necklace from these, and I can just hook chain on either side, and we could just go straight with chain. Hi, Georgina. But I had thought that I'd break the chain in a few spots to put a bead or 2 in. These might be the thing. They would definitely work, I think. So my bat's back over here. So that's my little order from Randy. Like I said, just a little order, but oh, there's some special pieces in there. So we'll put our little order from Randy aside for now. And lo and behold, here's our Bargain Bead Box. So I have taken the paper out and folded it so we could see the description here. It says, sweater weather. It's beginning to feel like fall and we're so ready. No, it's not. We had like 90-some degree weather just earlier last week. This palette is cozy autumnal tones, including rich browns, dark red, navy blue, gray, and bronze. Gemstones include petrified wood, mahogany, obsidian, agate, and bronzite, along with crystal, glass, and metal accents. We love the patterned wood pendant and the glass bead mix too. Okay, that's very interesting. They do have the coupon, of course, which we're not going to show. But if you are a subscriber, you get a 30% off coupon to their sister site, Beadbox Bargains. And then if you put your photos of your pieces into the Bargain Bead Box Creative Corner, you could win a $50 gift certificate to Beadbox Bargains. And then it says how to their support right here if you need to get hold of them for any reason. And trust me, they are the best as far as customer service is concerned. I've never had a problem with them. Yeah, still summer to you too, Gloria. Yeah, me too. But so I like I said, I've never had a problem with them when I had a problem, and so I'm really thrilled to say that I have no problem when with their customer service. Their customer service is pretty great. That bag felt pretty full. Red, huh? Usually the color of the bag gives you an indication of what's in here, but I don't know how much red is going. Oh, there is some red right there. I can see it. So let's get our bag out here. It's quite a mix there. Okay. This is 21, so this is close to the bottom. That's 16, 18, 7, 8. This is 12. Ooh, those are pretty. That's 10. 3. Okay. 2. 1. 1, 2, 3. 4. 9. How about you? 6. That's 11. 13. Ah, there's 5. Okay, so then we went to 6, 7, 8 here in my hand. There's 10. 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 22. This is probably 22. Yep. So here's 14, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. This must be 20 back here. Yep, 20, 21, 22. Okay, we got it sort of in order here to start with. So our first one is 8mm petrified wood matte bead rounds. Why do they have to be matte? Their suggested retail price is $12.99. Now see, I want to see if I can. See this? These are my large hole beads from Dakota Stone, but these are not matte. These are the regular color of the petrified wood. And I'm sorry, I prefer these. So, I mean, they're pretty, but they're just not it as far as I'm concerned. There's so much more color and, you know, it really brings out the more pretty, the more shiny, whatever you want to call it, brings out the colors of the stones to me a lot better than this does. And like I have said before, this always looks like it's dusty to me. I want to take my cleaning cloth and rub it pretty good to see if I can get some of that dust off of them. But of course, they're not dusty. They have a coating on them to make them matte. So, well, actually, they don't have a coating. It's another process. And actually, matte beads are frequently more expensive than, well, that helped some as far as that bead's concerned. Don't know that I want to rub on every one of them, really. But it certainly did help bring the colors out some. But yeah, they always look dusty to me, and that's always, you know, that's not something I seriously appreciate. So there is that to think about. But yes, their regular price is $12.99. And like I said, without having had that process put onto matte beads, they would have probably been a little bit less expensive, because matte beads are more expensive just because they have an extra process done to them to matte them down like that. Which you wouldn't think so, right? But it is the case. So number 2 is 2 pieces of 30 millimeter mahogany obsidian wavy flat rounds. Suggested retail prices, ooh, those are pretty, is $5.99. I like those. How heavy are they? They're a little heavy. They'll probably go as focals and necklaces, or maybe a necklace and a bracelet. Actually, that would work nice. A necklace and a big chunky bracelet. So, you know, it's sort of funny to have the beads be number 1, because usually in bead box bargains, the pendants are the first thing. Number 3 is a 15-inch strand of 4 millimeter mahogany obsidian round beads. Their suggested retail price is $4.99. Those are pretty, and they go really nicely with the big wavy discs, though they're a little bit small. I would have preferred them bigger. In fact, you could have probably reversed the mats and the wood and these, and I would have been happier. So this one's suggested retail price is $4.99. Into the box with you. Let's see. Number 5 is 12 pieces of 10 millimeter bronzite matte round beads, $5.99 for their suggested retail price. Yeah. Like I said, I love bronzite, but I'm not a real fan of matte, and I just think these would have looked a lot better in the regular without the matte process done to them. So that's... Dorothy said they look like cannonballs this morning. I have to sort of agree with her. They're not grade A? No, they're probably not. Number 4 is a 7-inch strand of brown textured agate, which has been dyed in round beads. And they are $3.99. These are, doesn't say, but they look matte to me too. Oh, there's one that's only half the bead. It looks like it got sliced off. But that might have actually been just the way the rock was. But they are cute. So I actually like their coloration, if it weren't for the fact that even though it doesn't say they're matte, they're matte. They are heavy. You're right, Gloria. They're very heavy. But number 6 is 6 pieces of 24 by 26 glass flower beads in navy blue. Suggested retail price is $2.99. These are glass, I suppose. They don't really feel glass, but they are. They feel really rough on the back side, probably because they've got these like glitter flecks inside them here. But I got these freaking holes in the middle where I don't really like them. The only time I like using these is if I'm going to wire wrap them onto something else, like a band or something, and then I put another little, either another bead or something inside the middle to hold them in place and to make it look more like a flower. Let's face it, a flower has a center, so. Okay, we're on number 7. Look, it's our center. 10 pieces of glass flower beads in navy blue. This is a different look. I don't think I've ever seen them square like this before. These are too, I think they're too big to go into the middle of our other flower and sit so that it looks nice. Well, actually, you know what that looks like? It's the wrong color, but to me it looks like a daffodil. Hey, Cynthia. I'm not a fan of the middle holes either. I've never been a big fan of them. So, but yeah, that if you put this one in the center like this, over the top of it, looks like a daffodil, sort of. So I may have to try that. Okay, you guys, let's go in with the other blue beads here. Since I do have to combine a few slots because my slots are only 18 and there's 22 items. We're on number 8. And these look like they're going to be my favorite beads in here. A 7-inch strand of 8 by 6 millimeter glass barrel beads in a dark coral red. Look at these. Aren't these pretty? And I like a barrel bead for some reason. I don't know why. I always have. But I really like this color. And I like this shape. So this is going to be one of my favorites. Square flowers seem odd. Yeah, I agree. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Charlie. Your first great-grandchild was born late last night. Well, congratulations, Georgina. So I really like this color. And I like this shape. So this is probably one of my favorites here. So far, it is my favorite, but we'll see what happens. Number 9, 12-inch strand of 4 millimeter crystal faceted bicone beads in opaque gray. Now, gray wouldn't be the color I'd use, but come here, you. Put this in here, bing, and then put one of these in the very center. And that's how you pull it through. You wrap around the little center bead, go down through here and come out the other way. And that's your wire wrap. So I would probably use some yellow ones if I was going to do that. But because let's face it, most flowers, their central portion is either yellow or white. So That would be the way I'd probably go. So there's our little bicones. Number 10 is a 7-inch strand of 6mm crystal faceted fancy cube beads in light steel blue. Oh, I haven't been telling you guys the price on those last few. Sorry about that. $5.99 is their regular price. Now, I'm usually don't like cubes that much, but these are faceted cubes, so they're a lot nicer. And look at the shimmer on those puppies. Okay, I found another favorite. You're going to switch the gray out for another color? You already know? Yeah, me too. But I like these. Gosh, those are pretty. Look at the shimmer. So anyway, we have some gray faceted crystal cubes. Quite a few beads in this one, even if some of them are ones I don't really aren't thrilled about, but there are a whole bunch. This is number 11. Excuse me. 8-inch strand of 6x4mm crystal faceted rondelle beads in matte steel blue. There we go with that freaking matte again. But it is a pretty color, but I'm not, again, not thrilled because it's matte. But so its normal price is $5.99. Oh, nope, that was the $5.99 was the other. These are $3.99. Number 12. Oh, these are cool. 2-piece of patterned wood pendants with a brass chain accent, $2.99. Come on out of there. These are cool. And easily made into a pair of earrings. Just hook onto the chain up here, your ear wire. But if I were to use, when I use these, oh, and they're good, they're two-sided. I might do a little paint on them to bring the pattern out more. And then when you hang these up, I would drop a bead down through the middle, a little bead strand, maybe a little tiny beads or something, something to add a little bit of pizzazz to it. Not sure I like their jump rings. They're a little bit funky. See how there's a weird wonky. I don't like it. So I'll probably change their jump rings. I don't like that jump ring. It is not, it's like overlapped some. It doesn't do a thing for me. So yeah, I was thinking I'd put a little color on these and add a little bead strand through the middle. I think that would be really cool. So there we go. Number 13 is a 20-gram glass bead mix in Autumn Hearth. Retail price $3.99. Okay, come here, you. Not going to just dump you on the paper because you're a whole bunch of odds and ends. Look, it's bead soup. When it comes right down to brass tacks, that's exactly what it is. It's bead soup. So, though they do have, like, there's two, I really like this one. And there's two of those in there. There's two of these this color. Actually, it looks like there might be 3 of the burgundy ones. One here and 2 in here. Oh, that gray one has a tiny hole. There's some bicones in there. There's all kinds of little odds and ends in this little package here. But like I said, bead soup. Okay, you're not next. You're last. Okay, 14. Oh, 10 pieces of 33 millimeter filigree flower components in antique bronze. $3.99 is their suggested retail price. I have these because I use these things on my hair barrettes. So, I have quite a few of these. If you've seen my hair barrettes, you might have even seen one with this particular piece in it. So, number 15 is 4 pieces of 48 millimeter filigree flower components in antique bronze, $3.99. Now these are more or less the same but bigger, and I don't think I've used the bigger ones before, but you know what? They'll be great for my hair barrettes. Okay, so now we're going to number 16. Oh, we've had these before, and I really like these. Even though they are half matte, they're still pretty cool looking. This is a 10-piece, 10 millimeter glass patterned matte round bead in slate blue iris. Retail price $2.99. We've had these before. I don't mind the matte because I like this pattern on here. They're really cool looking. They stand out nicely when you put them into things. So, oops, nope, not back in there. You got to go in your box. So 17, oh, more filigree pieces, it looks like. 6 pieces of 23 by 19 millimeter floral chandelier links in antique bronze. Lead-free, nickel-free, cadmium-free, $2.99. Oh, this one has a, well, I just broke it off, but it's got a sharp spot. So it had a little bit of extra metal. Okay. They are pretty. They definitely will make a nice chandelier earring, or you could use them in a bracelet or a necklace even as connectors for 3-stranders. So I like those. So that's number 17. Number 18 is 10 pieces of a 24 by 18 millimeter floral medallion link in antique bronze, lead-free, nickel-free, cadmium-free, $2.99. These are cute. Would probably have to paint them. But then people are going, well, of course you will. Number, where'd you go? 19. Nope, that's 20. 19 is 50 pieces of 6mm daisy spacer beads, lead-free, nickel-free, cadmium-free, $2.99 for the 50 pieces. These I love. These are a favorite style of daisy spacer for me. I really like them. So now we have number 20. 10 grams of dotted 8-point bead caps, lead-free, nickel-free, cadmium-free, regular price $2.99. This is a pretty bead cap. Rather like it. All of a sudden, when I saw this bead cap, it's got holes along the edges of the cap. Don't know if you can see them, but I used to know a really cool lady who used to do lots of wire wrapping and really cool things, and she would use this for like a chandelier piece and hang beads from the holes in bead caps like this. Unfortunately, she passed away some time ago, so no more wonderful creations from her. Let's see, we're on 21. 2 sets of ornate patterned round toggle clasps, lead-free, nickel-free, cadmium-free for $2.99. Again, we have that issue with me of I like a bow in my bar so that I don't have to worry about them sliding through easily. And if you don't have a bow, you need to have some weight behind your toggle so that it'll hold on pretty good. And lastly, number 22 is 1 meter of 7 by 3.5 and 4.3 Figaro chain, jewelry chain, lead-free, nickel-free, cadmium-free. This is a nice chain. I like it. $3.99 is its regular price. So, chain in the box with you. So now, the estimated retail price of this box is $94.78. So, pretty darn good for. I think I paid $22.99 for mine, if I remember right. I have one of the lower prices because I grandfathered in. I've been getting the box for a number of years. I think my favorite things in this box are these slate gray cubes and these dark coral barrel beads. I think they're gorgeous, both things. I think my least favorite is probably these funky glass flowers. Or the toggles. I could do without either one. But, and I seriously wish it didn't have so many matte beads in it, but that's the way it goes. Heather told me I should try putting them in my my husband's rock tumbler, and see if the matte would wear off. I tried that with one of the ones. Which one was it that we were playing with the other day? And I tried to bend the bar down, and there was no way. It wasn't bending. Hey, Brandy. So here's our box. Like I said, they have some really cool things in here. I'm not sure about the bead soup because, if you're going to want to make earrings or something, you're going to want to get components that are more or less the same. And there are some 2s and 3s in there, There's even some, I see little gray tubes there. It looks to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I see 6 at least of those, but it's not other than the flowers, that's probably my least favorite thing, even though all of these are matte, which I'm not real thrilled by. But yeah, but these will probably, the filigree pieces will probably get made into hair barrettes. I do need to make some because I have missing ones out of my box, but you can, there we go. There's the base, and ooh, that one had a sharp spot. I just felt it. Put it this direction so it doesn't bump. So then we'll have a hair barrette with these guys all through it. You need to go the other way. Okay, so we got this. Wire wrap the flower in the middle of it. I don't seem to be thrilled by the whole box. That would be because I'm not. I do like a lot of the stuff, but I'm not a big matte bead fan. I mean, I'll use them, but I'm not a big fan of them. So it's sort of like, yeah, okay, whatever. So if I do this, which I very well may for a hair barrette, I would probably just glue the odds and end pieces in instead of trying to wire wrap them. That way you don't have a bump in the back of your hair, in your hair barrette. But that actually looks pretty cool, and I'm thinking I might just do that. I'll need to find some other pieces to go here and here, though I could just use some of my little flat back crystals. So let go. No go so your hole doesn't show. But just something like this here. Let's pull this out here. I actually am liking this thought, so I may just do this exact thing for a hair barrette, since I do need to make some for my next show. Let's get our paper folded and put in here. I do like my papers to be folded so that I can just put them in like so, and there we go. Sweater weather. All boxed up. But what I'm saying is you take these like this. I went and took my blanks back into the other room, so I can't just grab one to. And then we do our flower right here in the middle. And my tweezers disappeared when I cleaned my mat. And I'm like, where did you put them? But I have no idea. Really weirds me out. Because I wouldn't have thought I would have taken them far. But where's my shovel tweezers? Oh, here's this pair. Use this one. Well, turn over. Oh, come on. Put you right in the middle there. Though I'd probably go for a bigger one. I just grabbed one of my boxes. Oh, this is I think that one's bigger. Yeah, it is a bit. Same size. Put you And I'd probably add either something more across the top here or a crystal or something. And hey, Dorothy. I don't, I used to watch football all the time, but I don't very often anymore. So, oops. Where did I just knock that crystal to? There it is. Come here, you. I don't know if I have any big yellow ones. I would probably rather have a big yellow one in the middle here. Though the clear isn't bad, considering that it's... I actually need to go through my crystals and get them put away, because I've got a whole just all over in a box here. See, like this one, there's only 2 in here, but they're really pretty purple. Come here, you. But see how this is a much bigger crystal, so it would stand out better in the middle like this. But as I was saying, Deborah, I think you came on later than a lot of folks did. I am not a fan of matte beads. I never have been. And a lot of times, if I'm going to give some beads away, that's the beads I'm going to give away because I don't care for them. But what I was showing to folks is it still right here on top? Come on, where you at, baby? I just had you out. Yeah. These are large hole petrified wood that I got from Dakota Stones. See the difference in these and the matte beads? See how much more the colors come out here with the shiny than with the matte. To me, matte beads just look dirty. So, so I'm not real thrilled with these matte beads. Like I said, I will use them. And the more you rub them through your fingers and stuff, because of the oils in your hands and stuff, they get a little bit shinier, and they don't seem to be as dusty feeling or dirty looking. But see, this one would be gorgeous if it was shiny and it brought out the colors better, because it's got all kinds of cool striations through it. But like I say, see the difference between these and these as far as bringing the color tones out and all that fun stuff from the because of the they don't have the matte coating on it, the matte process done to them. Some of these beads I think would be gorgeous if they weren't matte. You like the way they feel? Yeah, they do have a different feel. But you know, to me, the difference is is almost shocking. For instance, take this bead. See how you can see the blacks and reds in it? Now compare it to this one here. This one's got grays and reds, but you see how it stands out so much more, the colors. And same with this little gray one here with the black and white stripes in it. Let's see if I can find one that would be similar on this strand. Maybe this one. This is a cool looking bead. It would look so cool if the colors were standing out a little better. But they don't. But so anyway, that's my sentiments on them. I don't care for matte beads. I never have. They just look dusty to me, like, and I want to clean them, and they don't clean. You know? So I feel that way about most matte beads. There's some matte beads that are look good in the matte style. For instance, like mermaid beads or sea glass. Those are pretty. But gemstones, no, not for me. I don't care for it. So that's all I can say. Spray them with Krylon to shine them up. Gloria, I love it. Now, Heather suggested I put them in my husband's rock tumbler. I don't know. I need to find the fine grit to do that. and you got to remember that a tumbler, unless you only use it for a few minutes or for a little bit, it's going to grind some of your stone away. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. So spray it with Krylon. I love it. But the difference between a regular processed bead and then a matte processed bead, to me, is just, it just really. I didn't use them, Aunt T. The matte beads in the July ice cream shop theme, I didn't use them. They're still in the box. So anyway, I need to get a blank if I'm going to make this into a hair barrette. And I'm debating if I'm going to make it into a hair barrette, do I want to paint our pieces here? Sometimes when you paint them, they stand out a lot more, the filigree pieces. And we could do some greens and other colors on them to really, like maybe some greens and blues to, nope, that's not what I want. That's what I want. Okay, you sit to the side. Something here has a sharp edge still. I thought there it is right there. Where are you at? Gonzo. So we have what appears to be a little flower right there. Let's see what, oops, dropped it on the floor. Gonna have to fetch that in a minute. These are my new pins. I haven't used them much, so we'll see if I like them or not. Oh, they work pretty good, it looks like. So we can paint our little flowers along the edges here. The bronzite matte beads had dust in the bag. That's sad. See, that's the thing. I love bronzite, but they just, long and the short of it, they look like a rock. So I want a different blue, I think, for, come here, you guys. This This blue will go better with the focal piece. Now, if you haven't painted your pieces before, I will tell you that the bronze and the silver, when you paint them, the colors come out differently because the metal color does change the color of your paint to a degree. So. That might be too bluish of a green to go with those. Let's just go over it with this one. I think that's better. Now this is the new ones that I'm trying, and they are acrylic paints, so they will try to, they always say these are made for rock painting, more or less, and they say, oh, they'll be permanent once they dry. I am not sure I believe that, so I always seal them with either Rust-Oleum or Krylon. But yeah, these are pretty nice. They're almost just like, they feel like, just like the ones I've always used in the past, my Sta and my Morphones. These are called Nichio. So no, I try to paint and glue on this silicone mat because you can clean them off. As you can see, I don't clean mine off very often, but I do clean it off occasionally because a lot of things will just peel right off of it once that they're dried up and stuff. So Let's see, do we want to add any more color to that anywhere? Let's see, I think I'm going to overlap these like this. Then we'll put this blue flower in the center and give it a crystal center. And I might see about finding something else for the sides, but they'll definitely have a piece of a crystal piece in here. Dorothy said, yeah, I saw that when you said that they looked like mini cannonballs, Dorothy, and I tend to agree with you. They do. But yeah, I'm going to have to get a blank to fix this onto, but they also have to be sprayed first. So I was debating if I wanted to add some more color to these two smaller pieces. This piece, the center piece, is going to be more or less covered up by this flower. So I was debating, where's that blue I used? Is this it? I think it might have been this one. For this sort of lotusy shape here in the middle. So So, like I say, we'll put these on here and here. Put this guy in the center. Glue something into the center of here and in those. It's probably will just be a flat back crystal on these and maybe just there as well. But it'll be a good sized flat back crystal because, well, it needs some size to make it be a little hefty, so to speak. And it doesn't have to be a flat back crystal. You can put anything in the center. You could use any bead that you wanted to use. Like I was saying, you could use one of these guys. You could glue one of these in the center here, or any of our little beads from out of our bead soup here. That one's a little big, but it would still work. So it's a smaller one. Oops, no, you come back here. So bye, Gloria. So here's a rondelle. This one I wouldn't want to use in the center unless I put another crystal over the top of it to cover the hole. Because if you're not going to wire wrap, then the hole is going to be really obvious. Now, sometimes I'll take something, if I were to wire wrap this for like something other than a hair barrette, I wouldn't do a hair barrette because it's right in the middle and it would sit right on the bar and make it bump up, which would be a problem. But what you could do is if you were to put a bead in the center with a hole, then you could put a little flat back over the top of your hole. So many uses. But yeah, that's definitely what I'm going to do with these. And I needed to make a hair barrette, so that works fine. These need to be taken out and sprayed since they are painted, and I want them sprayed to make sure that they don't wear off easily. But I think I think it's gonna look cute when it's finished. Around here, like so. And I have to get my blanks back out. I took them back to the other room when I was starting to design the other day, so they're not out here again. So, but I think yellow, if I have a big yellow flat back, would be best in the middle there. I'm not sure if I do. I know I have some crystal ones that are pretty good sized, but it's 16s. Yeah, these are too small. And if you wanted to, you could, just because I said I'm going to put one here in the middle, that doesn't mean it's the only place you could put it. You could put little ones in the right here where these other little hole places are, and that would really make it stand out a little bit more. And you could do the same with here if you wanted to put them in here, though you'd need a little bigger ones. These ones require a tiny size, so they're not way bumping over the edge. Definitely put one here, or something else, some other type of flower if I can find something to put in the center. And actually I do have some other flowers. I wonder if they're right here. Probably not, but maybe. Well, these aren't the ones I was thinking of, but they would work. Let's put a little flower on here. But I have somewhere some yellow ones with the hole out of the middle, like those. That middle one is, and I'm like, I hate those things. But I do have some somewhere. Not in this one. I really like this cabinet that I have my boxes for my glass beads on, so I've ordered me another one so that I have some more of them. And not here either. Weird. Where are they at? They must be in one of the bins still that's not been put away. Because I know I have some. But cannonballs, yeah. You're going to throw your cannonballs away? My tweezer feels like it has a slight bend at the very end of it. That's better. So anyway, here's our hairbread. Actually, I think I might have. Let's see, where are they? Yes, I do have. Oops, that was a gray one we dropped. So this is a large hairbread blanket. Put my fingers right here and close my fingers into it. This is the way I test to make sure they're going to not going to break. So there we go. That's made. This is definitely large sized one. So it will go on here and then cover here and here. You right there. Okay, these guys have to be sprayed before we can make anything with them, before we can finish this off. I do need to spray my pieces here. It's going to go under there. And like I say, I'm going to see about finding probably something else to use in over the top of these flowers. If I find something. If I can't, then we'll just put a large crystal there, a large flat back crystal. Every once in a while, well, here, I'll show you what I mean. This pair of earrings. So you can see there's some flowers in the center here. Oh, this is a pink and yellow one. If that's in my pink box. Should check. But see how when I wire wrap them onto these frames, but when I put them on, I put a little seed bead in the middle to act like the stamen. And so, but these little beads, these are flat. They would work really good on that. I might have to see if they're in my pink box. I love pink. How long after painting them do you spray them? They're dry enough to paint them right now, to spray them right now. Usually about 15-20 minutes, Dawn. Be careful about throwing them because they might make explode. Yeah, the little cannonballs. Yeah. That's good. I like it. Come on, where did I put those? Come here, you. There they are. There they are. There they are. That wasn't good. Hopefully the box didn't pop open or I'll have beads all over the floor. Yay, it stayed closed good. It's a good thing. So see, we have these little ones in here that are flat on the base. So they could go in here too. Or we could use the two-tone ones, or we could just use the pink ones. Or I also have these rose ones, but they have a bump on the back, so I'm not sure how much I'd want to use those. They have a bump on the back, but I think I like their color better. It's not like this one doesn't have a bump on the back either, so. Thank you, Cynthia. So now my decision has to be, do I want to use these guys or these guys? Now, like I said, these do have a bump on the back, so they're going to stand up some. But the other thing is you can file these down a little bit. You don't have to leave them that far bumped up. Like this one seems to have a bigger bump than this one does. Which color do we prefer, ladies? The one on the left? This pink, dark pink one? That will work. And we can, like I said, we will put a crystal in the middle of these. Come back here, you. Only one big one and one little tiny yellow one in here, but maybe this is what we'll use in here. Pity there's not two little tiny yellow ones in here. We could use those. Oh yeah, that works. Hi, Carolyn. Oop. So that works for me. I think this is the way we're going to go. And I have to go spray my barrette pieces, and then we're going to have to put this baby together when it dries, when the barrette pieces dry. Now, again, the Krylon has to take like 15, at least 20 minutes to dry, so I'm not going to sit here and I'll probably go spray it in a bit and then finish putting this baby together. I don't know if I have any of the small. Let's see. Those are the two big ones. Those are big ones. I was going to say, do we have any small hair combs? We could also try like this on a hair comb, on one of the smaller hair combs. So. So I think we're going to go like that. I'm liking this. I do have to spray. Ouch, I just poked myself with my tweezer. Sharp little points. So we're gonna put this baby together. I will probably put it together after we're off, after it dries, and then of course I'll show it to you tomorrow. We may make hair barrettes tomorrow, but I'd have to paint tonight if we're going to do that, because I like to paint most of my pieces. You liked the lighter pink because you could see it better. You know, the lighter pink was pretty, and I agree that you could see it pretty well. I like these better because they're laying down better on the filigree, as opposed to the light pink one. It wanted to stand up quite a bit. Now this is standing up, so it wouldn't be like it would be really different, but I just prefer it to not stand up. It sticks a lot better, obviously, if it's not standing up. Those things that do stand up, like the butterflies that I do, and their wings on either side stick up, they stick pretty good. But we are going to go like this. I think this is the way we're going to go. So let's see what time it is. It's 1:27. Okay, I think it's about time to be calling it a day here. So turn this up here. So I will spray the Krylon on this hair barrette, and I'll probably finish it today. So, and I'll show it tomorrow. And so everybody have a lovely day. I hope you do anyway. And I will see you all tomorrow morning. And we'll decide what else we're going to make. I do need to make a whole bunch of hair combs and hair barrettes. So I might paint tonight to get pieces ready to be put together, and we may just make hair barrettes or hair combs or hair barrettes tomorrow. I do need, for my show, I need like 4 sets of hair combs and 3 or 4 hair barrettes that I have, that I keep a box with a specific amount of hair barrettes in it, and my box hasn't got any medium ones. Some of my medium ones are gone, so we need to replace some. Actually, check this out, guys. Use 2 of the filigrees on a big hair comb, and it would work pretty good too. So anyway, it's a thought. And I'm going to go, and I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. We'll see you all later tomorrow morning. Or if Heather's going live, which I assume she is, she hasn't said she wasn't going to. We'll see you over at noon at Heather's place. There she goes. The announcement just popped up. So yes, Heather will be on in half an hour. We can watch her at Teenty's Trinkets and Treasures, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden.